are intimate, proud portraits of personnel who've cheated death. They are images that show the scars of wounds so severe you wouldn't think them possible to survive.
Initially, I wasn't sure how much to ask, and I wasn't sure how much they'd be willing to show. And for a lot of people that came here to work with me on the book, it was the first time they'd ever been photographed, and never mind being photographed, you know, asking them to show the true nature of their wounds. So it was a big step and a big leap of faith for a lot of guys to come and do that.
The project has taken 5 years to complete. There are more than 100 photos of the 40 personnel who feature in the book.
Over the course of 5 years, I've dealt with everybody from blind veterans, I've dealt with people that can't speak, I've dealt with people that had both their legs blown off, I've had people that have been shot, burnt, you know, all these different, the full gamut of injury. And every time someone came through my door, it was another step in learning how do you make this, how we can make this work. And so you really have to sort of work with them on how much they were willing to reveal. Some guys who wanted to show everything, you know. Some guys would have gone naked probably.
I mean, you see the difference in the scarring on the nose. Yeah. So things have changed. Yeah. You see how it is there, it's very at an angle, now it's a bit straighter.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So, Simon Brown is one of those who feature. He was injured in Iraq in 2006.
Went in to recover a vehicle under fire. On the extraction, I got hit in the face by a sniper's round. Bullet went in there, came out there, and obviously ruined me Wednesday.
Simon wasn't knocked immediately unconscious and gave himself first aid for 20 minutes. He ended up in a coma for 3 weeks, lost his left eye and only has 20% vision in his right.
I can't hide my scars, whereas some of the other guys have the opportunity, if they want to cover them up. But I think, I mean, you know, especially with us coming towards the end of Operation Afghanistan, you know, and moving forward, we need to look at, you know, these injuries aren't going to heal because we're not in the media anymore, we're not on telly anymore, we're not in Afghanistan anymore. So it's a case for us to, I think, you know, us to say, look, this is what's happened, this is who we are. The legacy of war is, you know, the title of the book, and it's a case of we wear the scars now, they don't wear us.
For Bryan Adams, a Canadian, working so closely with British troops was an honour.
I'm Canadian, but my parents are English, and most of my family were in the British Army. Both of my grandfathers were Royal Engineers. And so I've got a deep and long connection with the British Army in my family's past.
General Dannett, former head of the Army, has written a foreword to the book. He says, "The lens has captured images that defy simple logic, humble the beholder, and shatter the bounds of conventional understanding."
I think some of the images are quite uncomfortable to look at, and if you look long enough at some of them, you do feel an urge to not look anymore. And from my point of view, that's the point I sort of want people to get to, because I really think that's when they will start asking questions and look at that kind of legacy concept and what it actually means, which is that when today's celebrities and politicians are no longer slapping these guys and girls on the back, what actually does the future hold?
Sales of the book, Wounded, The Legacy of War, will benefit 5 Forces charities: Blesma, SAFA, Combat Stress, Blind Veterans UK and War Child. Claire Sadler, Forces News, London.